What's up everybody, it's Stress Free. I'm back in another Diablo 4 video. We're going to take a look at the changes coming in Season 9, Sins of the Horadrim. I'm going to go over all the new uniques that each class is getting, also the buffs and the nerfs to the classes. Now let's take a look at the new Sorcerer's item, the new unique amulet, Ophidian Iris. Inherent affixes are 30% resistance to all elements, and Castle Hydras have 2 heads. It also has 15.7% intelligence, has 15% attack speed, 100% pyromancy damage, and +3 to primordial binding. And its unique aspect is Hydra is now a core skill, and always summons a 3-headed Hydra whose attacks explode on impact. For each head above the 3 that would have, Hydra inside grows larger and deals 100% more increased damage. We're going to take a look at the little preview they provided us, how the new Hydra amulet augments the Hydra spell itself. This Hydra build will probably want to be one of the S tier builds this season. It was very strong and didn't get much nerfs from the PTR. But this once again gonna be like a solid one since the lightning spear has been nerfed. Also, now let's go into some of the aspects. The Serpentine aspect, previously casting Hydra consumes all your mana to increase its damage by 0.5 to 2.5% per mana spend. Now Hydras deal 0.50 to 1.50% increased damage per mana you had when summoned. The casting consumes all your mana. Hydra as a skill, Hydra was adjusted a little bit. Hydra heads now attack immediately upon spawn, unless Hydra has a cast multiple times rapidly in succession. Next we have Invoked Hydra. Previously, after you critically strike, your Hydras gain 30% critical strike chance for 3 seconds. Now Hydras gain 50% critical strike damage and 20% critical strike chance. Nice buff. Next we got the Firestarter aspect. Ranks increase from 16 to 21. Previously, when newly burning an enemy, you deal an additional 75 to 150% fire damage to them. This effect is treated as a pyromancy skill. Now it gains 10 to 30% increased fire damage. When newly burning an enemy, you deal an additional 150% pyromancy fire damage to them. This effect is treated as a pyromancy skill. Next we got the Searing Heat legendary Paragon node got changed. Pyromancy skills critical strike chance increased from 12% to 15%. Next I have Icefall legendary Paragon node. Frost skill damage increased from 25% to 35%. Next let's go over the new Barbarian Unique. They got new unique boots called Hooves of the Mountain God. The inherent affix here attacks reduce evade cooldown by 2.5 seconds. The regular affixes are, and you gain 23% movement speed. You get 25 basic attack speed. You get +10 fury per second and +4 to belligerence. And the unique aspect here, when attacking with a basic skill while at maximum fury, your fury will increasingly drain until you run out, while all your basic skills now cleave 100% increased damage. And we got a little preview of this. This will provide us a little video. You can take a look how it functions. Let's take a look at some of the nerfs that they actually got. So Ugly Bastard Helm damage bonus decreased from 80 to 100% to 40 to 60%. Then Ariad's Bearing, Dust Devil damage reduced by 50%, like we were talking about, that putting a nerf hammer towards the Dust Devil stuff. Then we got Executioner aspect, Earthquake damage bonus reduced from 200% to 100%. More nerfs to the Earthquake Barb. We got some kind of, I think, to be like a buff to Wrath of the Berserker, no longer interrupts movement or channeling. Previously explode into range, knocking back surrounding enemies and gaining berserking and unstoppable of 5 seconds. For the next 10 seconds, dealing direct damage with basic skills, grant berserking in 5 seconds. And now explode into rage, knocking back surrounding enemies and gaining berserking and unstoppable for 10 seconds. Overall, Barbs this season got like a huge nerf hammer. So far, according to like Rob and all the people that run high tier pits, they're saying that Barb might be around like a B plus tier, like all like the top build might be around like B plus tier. That could do it around maybe like 80 to 85 whole pit. So yeah, Barb's got a huge nerf, especially to like Dust Devils and like Earthquake stuff. And the Flay also got pretty much nerfed because it was doing like way too much broken damage. Next, let's take a look at the new Druid Unique, the new two-handed mace. It's called Rotting Lightbringer. Its inherent access that it does 170% damage to poison enemies. Its regular efficacy are 30% willpower, 550 poison damage, 35% chance to polarize to hit twice, and 67.5% resource cost reduction. And the unique aspect here, if no puddle is around you, polarize forms a puddle that guarantees its own overpower and deals 600% of its normal damage as poisoning over 7 seconds. Polarizing causes all closed puddles to splash 60% of their total damage within the areas and around them. So basically, Druids got a huge buff. I'm just going to take a look at a little preview how this thing functions. Here we got a little video. You're just splashing around in a poison puddle. Next, let's take a look at some of the buffs that are gained to polarize also. Now polarize increased damage from 110% to 150%. Enhance polarize previously every 10 seconds your next polarize overpower. Now polarize deals 30% increased damage to crowd controlled enemies and bosses. Guess they're kind of trying to get rid of overpower. This should just completely removed from the game at this point. It's a useless mechanic. Next, another buff to polarize, Raging Polarize. Previously polarize deals 75% increased overpowered damage. Enemies overpowered by polarize are stunned for 2 seconds. Now, every 10 seconds, polarize is guaranteed to overpower and make enemies take 20% more damage for 5 seconds. Primal polarize, enemy damage reduction duration increased from 4 to 5 seconds. So overall, according to the peeps who do the high tier pits, this could be one of the top S tier builds this season. I could probably do like pit 100, 100. We'll see how it is if there's any people, if anybody finds like some kind of broken mechanic. But overall, yeah, this is gonna be like a really strong build for druids who've been suffering for a while. Let's take a look at the new Rogue Unique called Deathmask of their Nirmitruq. You get it here, 457 maximum life, 296 armor, 20% movement speed, and +4 to flurry. And its unique aspect here, you can now overextend yourself while casting flurry, spending 8% of life when you don't have enough energy. Spending life to cast flurry increases its damage by 70%, and your attack speed by 50% in 5 seconds. You can take a look at a little demo they provided. You get like super fast attack speed, but you start burning your life as a resource. So you probably have to want to find some items that just like chance to heal you with this build as like one of the problems that you got to probably solve. Overall, it's gonna be like, it won't be as strong of a build because you are gonna be losing a lot of HP. Not recommended for hardcore. And from what I'm hearing is that Death Trap is still gonna be probably like the top build for rogues this season again. Let's take a look at some of the aspects. For skills, you got Advanced Flurry. Previous successful cast of Flurry increases damage by 10%, reduces energy cost 15% up to 3 times. Now successive cast of Flurry increases damage by 10% and stored 10 energy up to 3 times. Casting a different skill resets this bonus and grants all stored energy. Next we got nerfs to Shadow Clone. Damage reduced from 60% to 40%. And now Supreme Shadow Clone. Previous Shadow Clone deals 28% additional damage. Now Shadow Clone engulfs you in its visage, grants you 20% damage reduction for the duration. Also, Death Trap got a nerf. No longer reduces cooldown of skills or power baseline. Rank 5. Previous Death Trap has additional pawn effects when it appears. Now killing or overpowering an enemy with a Death Trap has 20% chance to reset its cooldown. Skill ranks beyond 5 increase the chance for the Death Trap to reset by 1% per rank. And damage reduced from 300 to 200%. I guess this was in line coming since it was like one of the top tier builds from last season. So overall, they're going to try to slowly phase Death Trap out, but still going to be top, like I said, this season. Next, we got some changes to key passives. Previously, Lucky Hit dealing direct damage to a vulnerable enemy has up to 50% chance to cause an explosion. Deal 9% damage of the same type to them and surrounding enemies. Victimized damage increased by 20% of your vulnerable damage bonus, up to 300%. Now, Lucky Hit dealing direct damage to a vulnerable enemy has up to 50% chance to cause explosion, dealing 200% damage of the same type to them and surrounding enemies. Enemies hit by a victimized explosion take 70% increased damage from you for 3 seconds. I guess it doesn't scale off vuln damage anymore, so I'm not sure if that's good or bad. We'll have to see in testing. Next, we got changes to close quarters combat. Percent of damage to close for scale increase from 10% to 50%. That's pretty huge. And now precision, percent of critical strike damage bonus for scale increase from 20 to 100%. So precision and close quarter combat are both getting buffs. And next we got alchemical admixture. Previously dealing 2 different types of non-physical damage increased the potency of your imbuement skills by 40% for 5 seconds. This potency is further increased by 40% of the total amount of your bonus damage to poison, shadow, and cold. And now, dealing 2 different types of non-physical damage increases your potency of your imbuement skills by 100% and non-physical damage by 50% for 8 seconds. And once again, more bad news to Death Trap rogues. Ice in the Dark. Damage bonus reduced from 100 to 200% to 40 to 60%. Not always grants the bonus rather than only an additional cast. Rogue got a interesting new unique they could build around. Not sure if it's gonna be good for hardcore, but overall, the Death Trap got a nice nerf, but it'll still be like one of the top builds this season. You could explore other builds probably this season for rogues also, like the melee one, maybe try out some of the range stuff. Should be interesting. Next, we got the new Spiritborn Unique, Balazan's Maxtlatl. That's a new unique pants. It gives 121 dexterity, 157 maximum life, 373 thorns, plus 4 bastion. And its unique aspect, each attack damages close enemies for 150% of your thorns, and also deals 100% of this damage as poisoning over 3 seconds. Each time you are retaliated with thorns for 5 seconds, the poison damage increases by 100% up to 300%. And they gave us a little demo of how this skill works. You guys can take a look over here. They also got some changes. Exalted Hunter. Killing enemy while the hunter is present reduces this cooldown by 5 seconds. Hitting a boss reduces its cooldown by 1 second. Now, killing an enemy while the hunter is present has 40% chance to instantly reset its cooldown. This chance is halved consecutive reset. So this basically got nerfed against bosses. Interesting. Might have to try different ones. And of course, the other different ones also got some changes. The different ultimates. Harmonious Devourer. Enemies affected by toxic globs also take 50% increased poison damage. Harmonious Seeker. Player attacks are guaranteed to critically strike for the duration of the Eagle Spirit. And Exalted Protector. Player deals 20% increased damage while in the protected area. Next we got Harmonious Hunter. Damage bonus to injured decreased from 100% to 50%. Reduce maximum ferocity gain from 4 to 2. Yeah, so they're kind of trying to force you to use other ultimates, I guess, other aspects. Overall, this probably will be one of the top Spiritborn builds. It was pretty broken on the BTR and probably got like a slight nerf. but the consensus on the street is that this will be like a very strong build this season. Definitely gonna check it out. Next, let's take a look at the new Necromancer unique gloves called the Hand of Naz. The regular affixes are you get 457 maximum life, 15% attack speed, 150% skeleton mage damage, plus 4 to skeleton mage mastery, and its unique aspect. Sacrificing both skeleton warriors and golems grants you an additional skeleton mage for each minion sacrificed. When a skeleton mage attacks enemies 25 times without dying, he upgrades to skeletal archmage. Skeletal archmages teleport to safety when attack, and their attacks occasionally shatter on impact, dealing 100% increased damage to target and up to 3 additional targets. Here we got a little demo of how it is that Blizzard provided us. Take a look right here. Overall, they're trying to promote more like minion builds, but still this season's probably gonna be more like Bloodwave should be still at the top, which is a shame. Probably should have nerfed that a little more, but this minion build should be decent also. Everybody, thanks for watching the video. I'll be posting more Diablo 4 content and be streaming the season 9 starting Tuesday. If you guys enjoyed this content, be sure to like and subscribe. I appreciate all the support. I'll catch you all on the next one. Take it easy.